मैं तो यही आएर के सधैँ आइरहन्छु कि यस्तै गर्दा एउटा सिके जस्तो हुन्छु कि यहाँ त अगाडि नजाने चाहिँ मोबाइलमा लेखेको
Gorgeous hit, works over the field and long off two for the taking. Sunny Patel will come around it, keep it at 2. 11 runs of over number 15. Now this game is beautifully set up for a wonderful box office finish. 52 needed in 30, it's 114 for 4.
Well, if those are to be believed, they're ahead of the game. 66 was scored in the last 30 deliveries by the Gawkers. The Avengers need 52 or 30. They need their very own Bim Sharkey here, Carlos. These two have played nicely. It's been a well-constructed partnership.
Yeah, it's been a rhythm in the partnership. They don't want to take it deep. Sometimes think, if it's going this well in this partnership, it'll be easy for someone else to come and carry on. But 59 off 40 is a perfect platform, and as an overseas player, you're expected to win games, and that's what these two would want. Don't leave it for anyone else. With the 2 off 30, just over 10 over, you're backing yourself as a lot of players to be able to get that, especially when you have a start. 31 off 18 for Shidawan, and action 29 off 25.
Rashid Khan. It'll just be a signal. So this skill that's required at the back end of an innings, how much are you prepared to leave yourself, let's say in the last 2 overs?
Last 2 overs, I think 10 is real gettable, 10 over. So right now, if you're not taking any risk and getting 9, plod along for a couple overs, but I personally love to pick that one bowler and try to take him down. If you get a 20 run over, 15, 17 run over within these next 3 overs, it takes all the pressure off the next couple overs to finish.
Very neatly played, very neatly played. There's a boundary early in the over.
Understanding the risk, awareness of the field. This is super from Rashid Awan. Pace off, you waited on it. It's very disciplined, and you just needed to pick the gap. And Charles with this, could look at it, but couldn't stop it. So you mentioned the early boundary. 2 balls in the over, and they've got 5 already, with 10 over. If you get another boundary now, could this be that big over?
It might very well be. He's picking his area as well here, Rashid Awan.
This is brilliant from Rashid Awan. This is batsmanship. He understands the risk. He doesn't need to try anything fancy. Just pick the gap, time the ball. A lot of times when you play with that composure, you time the ball better, you make better contact. You've seen some dexterity with the dab, and now you've seen a bit of placement forward the square. So that's 9. Half gone. Another person to say, just get a single, but can they make this a really big one?
Push hard. There's a sweeper on the offside. Does well, does well, does well. No, he doesn't. Here is that big over that you were talking about. Lots of pressure now on Rashid Khan and the Gawkers.
Sensational striking. Again, all along the ground, very well timed. Field was in the hand, put in a valiant dive. Lost his bearings and lost the boundary as a result. But all of a sudden, the equation 39 from 26. This is where you keep your foot on the gas, not be reckless. But instead of dabbing for a single, you hit the sweeper for a single. It's hard to catch momentum in the back end. You have it, ride it all the way home.
Again, finds some space on the leg side and will get through for 2. These are valuable. Sometimes the old 1 and 2 is undervalued in T20 cricket, but you limit the dot balls at the back end here and you put all the pressure on the bowling side.
You think about the effect it has on the bowling team as well. They now need to do something different. 37 from 25 is way different to 50 off 30. So what would the fielding team need to do to get a wicket?
16 from the over. Rishi Dhawan moves closer to a landmark. 130 for 4.
Butil 12, 11, 9, 10.
Well, he's on the list, the skipper, with 11 wickets. He's chasing some of his national teammates. Avinash Baharu, who bowls so well at the back end, and of course the leg spinner, Sandeep Lamachani, who's captaining the Kings. And they've started to make life a little bit difficult for themselves when it comes to qualification. A meeting of the minds. The decision is it's going to be the captain. He's bowled 2 overs. So he will bowl overs 17 and 19. Karen Casey.
Love the fact that the taking graphic has come up because that is what they'll need. Workers will feel the only way they can win is if they get wickets. I think 36 off, 24 even, like 4 with 6 wickets in hand. I think that if these two get all the way to the end, that the Avengers would pull a W from nowhere. So how can Karan Casey break the partnership? That has to be first and foremost thinking in the front of his mind.
When you get into situations like this, you don't want your best bowler to not have bowled his quota. You want him to bowl his overs, try and win you the game. Try and win you the game now. Don't wait for that 20th over. The captain bringing himself on. Moment critique here. Dhawan on 46. Nudges them away for a single. Andrew Leonard's famous form of transport, the Bajaj Pulsar. It's the next generation Pulsar power. Explosive, fast, just like the Avengers, unstoppable. Hasn't had much of the strike of late, Lakshan. He hasn't lost his momentum.
Unfortunately, buying or does it get a single, get it off the middle again, and fight back some rhythm or momentum, as you mentioned.
One off the first. Looking to be aggressive. There's a man at long on and taken. Now then, skipper, you've done the job. Has there been a momentum shift now with that wicket?
Wickets change games. Is this the twist that this game needed? Good length. Looks an easy catch, but a little bit of a pause before he dived forward. Good grab. Lakshan going for 30. You mentioned he lost a little bit of momentum, and now he's lost his wicket. 131 for 5.
Kiran Taguna. Now, what's his job? Does he get that one on strike? Is that the job?
Yeah, but the thing is how he gets him on strike. You don't want to be plodding around with I think you'd see mid-off, short, mid-wicket, short extra cover, come in and be really tight, knowing that that's the plan. But can you get your single by hitting the sweeper, extra cover, hitting the sweeper, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg? Because you've got a chance of getting a 2, maybe even a 4. But if you try to dab to get that single, you don't. It's a dot. Pressure starts to build.
Cover, mid-wicket, looking to save 1. There's the dab, there's the dot. You just wonder whether not facing the strike had an effect on Lakshan. It was hard into the wicket, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's also the decision to advance. You just had a massive over, 16 run over. It's brought you in front of the game as you may. You've already dropped time to 30 off 27. It's not even like a Rishi Dhawan that's 47 off 24 and going at a great clip. Just stand your ground, you're able to pull that then into the leg side for a single, potentially even 2. As a result, he's lost his wicket.
That's exactly what you were talking about. Don't try and dab the ball, try and hit the sweeper.
It's such a great learning curve. There'll be some fans so nervous and jittery and bordering on upset. Get off strike. But this is a learning curve for Kiran. How do you get a single? You know you want a single, but how do you get it? What's the process of you getting off strike and not chewing deliveries and almost doing to Rishi Dhawan what he did to Lakshan?
They've chewed up 4. Now a swing and a miss. What about this for an over? 1 from the over and a wicket.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Dr. Karan KC. This has been sensational. What I love about this delivery is you bowl 2 balls before there's a dab and a dot and a dab and a dot, and the batter's now setting up for what has worked before. Karan KC says, I'll throw you something slightly different. And once again, he had no answer. So 3 balls, 3 dots. Now the field is set back on the circle, trying to give him the single and give him the strike.
This might help. This might help to a boundary to end the over. That was his only option, really, because you don't want to nick the strike away from Rishi Dhawan. So the over finishes well for Kiran. This is going to be a tight one. 135 for 5.
Betul kan? Betul. Apa?
Raga Country Cement Golden Cap leaderboard. The leading wicket takers for this edition of the NPL, and Karan Casey is now joined with Sandeep Lamachani, 1 away, and you wouldn't put it past him. He's still got an over remaining. He'll bowl the 19th. There is little doubt around that. The game is in the balance.
Really can't take him. He's 30 from 18. Just explain how much has ebbed and flowed. You needed 10 over, 16 run over happened. And the next one went for 5 and they lost the wicket, broke an important partnership. And we're back up square one, folks. 10 runs over needed. Final 3 overs. Should have the ball in hand. Thinking of Jason Roy.
just a single. Spin reintroduced into the attack. Spin being brought deep into this innings now.
Just think tactically, Lakshan, what have you done? It would have been the perfect matchup for the left-hander to face the left arm spin. Sparrow, she's giving this wicket away. And the lefties going at two right-handers, one who's new to the crease and Kidan.
Single. You spoke a little bit earlier actually about that awareness about catching up with one bowler. It must be so difficult when there's 7 bowlers that are being used and you don't know who they're going to bring back. Am I going to get that matchup or am I not going to get that matchup? 2 away from a half century. It's been a very fine innings. He's going to do it in singles.
That's why sometimes you go beyond the emotions with bat in hand, because he would have been feeling like Rashid Dhawan is striking it. As a partnership, you've gone up the gears, but you yourself, Lakshan, is not batting for 2 overs. You've not hit a ball, maybe 1 ball in 2 overs. If you look at it, you almost want to be in control of who bowls. So yes, 7 bowlers are possible. You kind of know Karan KC will bowl out for the right team. If you were there as a left-hander, you dare them to bring back the left-arm spinner.
Has he got it? No, held. Brilliantly judged in the deep. That's a wonderful catch. And at this stage of the game, not only the wicket, but the dot.